Morning, kiddos. We're going to talk about the recovery can. One of the things you need to understand is the tank that when you remove refrigerant from a working system or inoperable system, you've got to put the refrigerant. You're not allowed to vent the refrigerant, or you can be fined or even go to jail for it if you're caught doing it. All right. One of the things you got to remember about a recovery can, it has to be DOT certified. And the best way to determine if it's DOT certified is you can see right here, it says real close, DOT, and there's a certification number. So this is how you can determine if it's a DOT certified can. One, a refrigerant recovery can has a yellow top and a gray body. If it's any other way, like for instance, if you have a yellow body and a gray top, that's not a recovery can. Every recovery can must have me colored in this exact format, all right? So when you purchase one, it'll be a yellow top, gray body, okay? Also, these cans have to be recertified every 5 years. So if this is a brand new can, it'll just have one date on there, which in this case, this is August 2020. It has not been recertified. Today is 2021, so you got about probably another 3 or 4 years left on this can, and then you have to get it recertified. But a lot of times you take these cans in and exchange them for another can. And one of the things you need to make sure when you get the new empty can after you exchange them in is check that date. If this was retested, it'll say somewhere on the can, retested on, and be stamped in just like this date is right here. Okay. And how did they check them? Hydrostatic testing, where they pressure it up with water and to see and how and check if it has leaks or anything like that. So that's how they recertify tanks, is a hydrostatic test them. Okay, it has to be done every 5 years. So make sure you check for the date on here. There might be more than one date. Just look for the most recent uh, retest date. Right now, this one doesn't have a retest date because this is a new can. All right. Also, there's a couple of other things you need to know about a recovery can. You need to know the WC and TW. As this is weight, WC is weight capacity, water capacity. I'm sorry. This is water capacity represents how much this can weighs when you fill it up 100% with water. So in this case, if you fill this can up, can and all with water filled with water would be 47.7 pounds. That's how much this whole can would weigh. And then you need to know TW, the Terry weight. This is how much the can weighs when empty. So if you look right here, TW2, it says 6.4 pounds. The reason why you need to know the weight of the can without anything in it is because you're not allowed to fill this recovery can more than 80% of its capacity. So you need the empty weight of this can. So when you start adding refrigerant into it, that you can determine how much refrigerant that you've added to it. So you can determine if you've got it 80% or more. I mean, you don't want to overfill it more than 80%. So you need to watch how much refrigerant you put in here. Okay. Um, Also on the recovery can, you got two valves. One is blue and one is red. Red is the high side, which this means this is the liquid side of the can. Blue is the low side, and this is the vapor side of the can. So if you was to have the can in this position and you hooked your hose up to here, you would get vapor out on this side. If you hooked your hose up over here and you open up the valve, you would get liquid from this side. All right. It just means that on the red side, if you can see inside it, the dip tube goes all the way to the bottom. So that it's always in the liquid. This dip tube is up high, close to the top. So when you fill it up, that it never gets into the liquid. All right. So that's just the differences between the low side and the high side. Just make sure you get vapor out. Just make sure you got liquid out. All right. Or liquid in or vapor in. just whichever way you're recovering. All right. So this is a 30-pound can. They got different size cans. They got bigger ones, and they've got a one size down, lower, a small one. Okay. But they also look like propane cans. Do not confuse these with a propane can. You can tell by the color. Yellow top, gray body. That's a recovery can, a refrigerant recovery can. Hope this was been informational. If you have any questions, you know how to send me an email. All right, gotcha.